Welcome to Vikings football with head coach Bruce Barnum. The Portland State Vikings are getting ready for their season finale this Saturday at home. The Vikings taking on the Northern Colorado Bears. That game at 1 p.m. Come on out and see the Vikings as they honor their seniors prior to the game and then get after it against the Bears. You can also watch it on ESPN+. Coach, it's a long football season. And then you get in the middle of it, and it seems like it flies right by because you're just going every single day, preparing, playing games, the whole thing. What will you take away from this season, from this team, the 24 version? It's been a very challenging season, a lot of challenging opponents, interesting moments. What do you think your memories are going to be of this season?
Well, we got one more. I'm trying to make memory, a positive memory as far as a dub this weekend. But Mike, I'm proud of how this team's played week in and week out. Yes, the schedule wasn't favorable, but this group of, like you've mentioned, a lot of freshmen, sophomores have come out every week ready to rock and roll, and did it again last week. So expect the same from them on the finale here at Hillsborough. So I'm proud of that. That's a coaches, that's an attitude, that's a culture deal that we're trying to get going.
All right, you mentioned last week. Let's take a quick look back at the Vikings versus Montana, another top 10 opponent. You went into that stadium, raucous crowd. Vikings played very, very well, particularly first half on defense, held Montana scoreless, and then the third quarter became a shootout between the two teams. The Vikings, in the end, come up a little bit short. What was your takeaway from that game?
You said there's some great things to see in that game. I thought we came in, competed, expected to win. But in the end, we tallied 5 turnovers. If you want to summarize why we got beat, I put it on that. We can't turn the football over that many times anywhere, especially Washington Grizz.
And, the one real highlight of that game to me, and I think you will agree with this, the running game. You always talk about run to win. And your two running backs, the freshman, DeLon Thompson, the sophomore, Quincy Craig, they combined for over 200 rushing yards and a couple touchdowns between them. Probably their best combined performance of the year, don't you think?
It is. And that was a game plan going in, let them do it, not saturate, because what they were doing to take away Dante, we thought offered some things in the run game to the tailback. So that part of the game plan was an A. It was fun to see those two perform.
All right. And then in the fourth quarter, when things were getting loud and crazy, the power went out.
How about that?
Have you ever had an experience like that on the football field?
No. I thought about that when it happened, but to see the power, because there's a lot of lights in that place, Mike. They got the scoreboard, they got the ring going around the middle, but when all that disappeared, like I said before, I'm guessing somebody had to answer to Haslam, their athletic director, but they got it plugged in there a while later. But they did the thing with the referee and that, but it was a unique experience.
All right, so we look ahead now. The Vikings against the Bears this Saturday. Coach, not a top 10 opponent. Got to be thankful for that. But no, as we always say about Big Sky teams, no matter the record, don't be fooled. Northern Colorado beat a team that beat the Vikings this year. Weber State beat them earlier this season. When you take a look at the Bears on film, when you prepare for them, what are your thoughts about Northern Colorado?
Ed Lamb, he's a hell of a coach. We went and battled in 15 when he's at Southern Utah. So I know who he is. I think he's frustrated with some injuries and that they have going on right now. But like you said, it's a Big Sky football game. I'm glad we're at home because I don't care what their record is or what you saw on film last week. I know that Ed will have them ready to go.
All right, and as we get ready for that game, I already mentioned it, the seniors, you've got 13 by my count that we're going to honor prior to the game. And several of them fourth, actually fifth, and I guess you could even say sixth-year players with the COVID year that they got back. Thoughts on your senior group? A good group that has had to lead, really, we reference it over and over, a really young team, a bunch of freshmen and sophomores.
I'm proud of them, Mike. They're part of the reason we're playing like we are. And the one you haven't really heard much from, you'll see at the spaghetti deal this Friday. Kennedy's going to join us. Kennedy Freeman, who outstanding young man and what he's done for this program. So, but can't speak enough of him. We do something out here. You know the deal we do Thursday for him, the little ring of honor, and then we'll go out and try to get a dub for him as well.
All right. Maybe the final question of the year on the old week
Yeah.
of Vikings football with Coach Bruce Barnum. I know what the answer is going to be, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Keys to victory. So we get out of this one on a high note in 2024.
Don't turn the ball over, Mike.
That sounds good.
Number one, that's an emphasis this week. Run the football. And I'm looking, since about mid-season, I think our defense has slowly taken steps in the right direction. That first half versus the Grizz, I was impressed with the goose egg anybody for 2 quarters. But get after them, stop the run and see what we can do. Win the turnover battle. That's what we're looking at.
All right. Are you looking at the forecast?
It's going to rain.
We've seen a lot of this. We've seen a lot of this stuff
I'm guessing it
in the
rains.
last couple weeks.
We'll be ready for it.
We'll be ready for the rain.
I don't know if it rains in Colorado. Though it snows. We don't get much rain, so that might be it.
They won't think much of the weather here, will they? It won't bother them a bit.
Yeah, but they're used to the snow, That might be advantage Vikes. You never know.
Advantage Vikes. All right, I like to hear that. Vikings football this Saturday, Portland State against Northern Colorado, 1 p.m. You can watch it on ESPN Plus. Come out Friday to the Old Spaghetti Factory. Old Spaghetti Factory football luncheon Friday at noon here downtown. Meet the coach, see some players, have a good time and a good meal. For all your information on Vikings football, go to govikes.com.